And we're back. Hey folks, Matt Sharp here with another Pacific Angler video. It's been a hot minute since I saw you guys. I am sorry for not tuning in. It's been an interesting 2 months, but there's a ton of industry fishing news as well as a bunch of fishing news that I want to share with you guys this week. We are filming for the back end of March, almost into April, one of my favorite months to get out fishing. And we do have to start off with sort of a heart jerker. My heart and best wishes go out to all the friends and family of Dave Steele on the North Shore who passed away. His mustache is going to be missed. He is going to be missed. He was a huge voice in our industry. Again, hearts go out to all those who loved and were close to him. Also on lousy news, the scuttlebutt when it comes to saltwater fishing on April 1 is not good. We do expect another closure. I'm going to have more details. Obviously, a lot of it right now is in the back rooms and not written in stone. But if you guys are saltwater anglers, I wanted to bring you that update. Expect closures April 1. Make sure you're checking your regulations when they come out. And I'll have more up-to-date information on that soon because we're going to be tuning in with you guys a bunch more. On a more fun note, there's a bunch of industry news that I've missed over the last 2 months for you guys, as well as a bunch of product news and obviously fishing news. So let's start off with the fun stuff. They have stocked our local lakes. I'm going to share with you guys where that's going to happen. Get out with the family. It is an awesome fishery to expose people to fishing in a pretty cool and easy way. Also, April is an amazing month. It's probably one of my favorite months when it comes to fishing around British Columbia because we've got steelhead across the board. We've got the fry eaters, and we're going to talk about the fry eaters in general because there is some concerns that there's not many fry coming back because of obvious storms and or flooding that happened, but there's still some great fisheries associated with it that are doing well. I've got reports on the Squamish, I've got reports on the Harrison, I've got reports on the Chilliwack, and then anything in between that had salmon in it. There's going to be some cool fisheries to take advantage of and something for us to keep an eye on as fishermen because I think it's important that we are the guys and girls out there that really can see and understand what the impacts of a big flood like we saw in the late fall last year could deliver, and it's going to be something that's going to affect future fisheries. Now, we've got winter Chinook fishery reports. It's been excellent. We've had such a great winter Chinook season. If you're thinking about heading out this weekend or the next weekend in your boat, do it before the 1st. We do expect to see closures, and then after that, we might be in areas where we need to catch and release. On the product news, I got a ton of cool product. The first quarter is actually surprising. I didn't think we'd see much new product, but Sage has come out with a flagship fly rod. Simms came out with their G3, which is debatably their most important wader. We've also got a really cool pack. You guys know I have a pack fetish. If you guys look at the wall over there, it's covered in fishing packs, and the new Freestone pack from Simms, I think, nails it. It's absolutely the best all-rounded pack out there on the market right now. And in the store, we've got our new Chronomid window tint / ASB pre-cut at really perfect levels. We worked on that for a bit. We struggled with that bit, but I think we nailed it. So you can go down to really slim cut ASB all the way up to larger sizes now, and we've got that in the store, as well as the head turner beads, which has been a cool thing that we've seen from a bunch of the hardcore lake fishermen out there. It's a bead that is slightly off kilter and better for your balanced style patterns. We've got stock on that store. You want to check that out. Now, not to drone on, you guys know I don't love talking too much about sales stuff, but we do have our summer sale coming up this weekend, and it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a big one because we worked our butts off the last 2 years to make sure we had whatever product was available to be available in the store, and you guys know with supply chains as they are, it has been a struggle. That has also come with the odd overstock. It hasn't been that bad, but there are a few items where we're like, oh wow, we've got a whole bunch of that. It's a really rad product, but we can't keep that much product in the store. And so with that in mind, if you guys make sure you're subscribed to the written version of the report, we're going to be sending out the sales list, and there's some doozy deals in this. That said, I know you guys are here more for the fishing, so we are going to go over all the river levels and the water levels. Plus, I've got a really cool lake tip for you guys. I have found the perfect way to figure out if your lake is iced off. Gonna have to stay tuned for that. If you guys want to see more reports like this, consider hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button. Let's get into it. All right, guys and girls, thanks for tuning in. We are back at it. I've missed you guys. It's been an interesting couple months. You know, for all those out there that our Master and Commander Jason has had some health issues. He's doing great. He's excited to get back in the shop. We're just going to take it easy on him for a bit. I'm going to crack a beer for that one. But what do I got for you guys this week? Well, let's take a peek first at what's going on in the weather over the next month. Because it's been a little bit cool. It's been damp. I could ask for a little more rain. So when we pull up the 7-day forecast again, we're filming for Friday. I'm filming Thursday night. But it looks like we're going to get some more rain. And this is actually good. Rivers this season have been kind of low, and that's been challenging. Funnily enough, in a flip way, the Vedder has been colored all season because of the slides, and probably for the better. We haven't seen a ton of rain because that would hurt that system. It's at a really nice low but nice color level because of those slides. But for all the other fisheries, we would have actually liked a little bit more rain. And so again, this weekend we're getting dumped on, and a lot of guys say, oh gosh, I hate to get out in the rain. But when we look at river levels, we can actually use that when it comes to the Harrison, the Stave, and the Squamish Valley area. We're getting 10 to 15 on Saturday, 10 on Sunday, and that's not too much that we have to worry about any blowout conditions. So definitely a good weekend to get out, but you might want to bring the rain jacket. Maybe you need a new rain jacket. Come check out the sale. I'm sure I've got some on sale for you, but definitely looks good on the water levels. Now, overall, the steelheading has been good. I won't say it's excellent, but I've had guys giving me solid reports right across the board, and we are in prime time. There's still a bunch of hatchery fish out the Chilliwack way, and it is definitely worth getting out if we get a nice weekend. Flip it around, out Squamish way. We don't talk about steelhead much. There are not many steelhead there. The guys and girls that love fishing the Squamish know that they're a blessing every time it happens. I will say the bull trout fishing has been decent. I was out the last couple weekends, and we found a few good fish. Not anything to write home about, but still definitely worth a go if you want to stretch a line, get out, get some wading under your belt, and have a nice time in Mother Nature. On the fry front, so the fry has started, if you guys watch our Instagram, it started a few weeks ago, which is kind of normal, sort of back end of February, early March. And we saw numbers, and just from my own gauge, the Squamish numbers seem to be on par with normal years. And now normal in the last 5 to 8 years hasn't been very good, but there's fry there. Now I'm going to throw this out to you guys, because we're curious about specifically the Vedder and the Harrison, more specifically the Harrison, because cutthroat fishing is coming up, and it's an awesome time to go cutthroat fishing, and I still think it's going to be a good cutthroat year, but I'm curious to see what you guys have seen. We've sent a few guys out, and they're not sure, because we're right on that cusp where the water levels are low enough and cold enough that we shouldn't see too many active fry, but obviously with all those floods that we've seen, we're very concerned that there aren't going to be any fry to actually come down. So we're going to keep a close eye on that over the next little bit. I'm going to talk to some hatchery guys. I'm going to talk to some fishery guys, as well as I'm going to talk to a bunch of fishermen, because they are usually the best source of information correlated with the biologists to see what's going on there. But it's time to get out. It's time to start looking for cutthroat. Put those boots to the ground. See if you guys can find some fry and some fry reports for us to see what's happening up the Harrison, Stave, Chilliwack, backside Hurling Island, Fraser areas. And let us know what's going on. We've got a bunch of guys going out over the next little bit, and we're hopeful that they're going to find fish. All right, let's talk a little bit about saltwater. I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's been, I'm going to say, excellent over the last 2 or 3 months. Of course, there's been times where it's been challenging. It's winter Chinook fishing. But overall, we're consistently hearing reports that are way better than we would have expected. And that's pretty cool. Now, we do expect closures April 1. So if you've got a saltwater boat and you want to get out there and maybe put a fish in the freezer or on the barbecue, get out now. we'll see what happens. I'm going to be updating you guys as much as I can when we get the actual word from the government, but from all my inside sources, it doesn't look good. We're going to see regulations. We're going to see regulation changes, and we're still praying that they listen to a marked selective fisheries argument and have some opportunity for all of us to get out there. All right, what else have I got for you? Well, I've got a really cool video, and this one is fun. This one is from some buddies of mine, some guys. Mike Menton, he used to guide for us. He is the producer. He's a really, really amazing cinematographer as well as movie producer. And him and Todd Scharf, who is probably one of the most hardcore guides I've ever met. The guy is going to go farther and harder than anyone I know. And ironically, this movie is called Going North or Northbound or something like that. Bear with me. It's a cool name. But it was because Todd went from the Vancouver area, really redefining a number of our fisheries when it comes to guiding in the Lower Mainland, and he went north. At the exact time that he was going north, I was actually coming south. This is about 10 years ago, and him and I traded off a number of clients when it comes to his up north and my down south. I went and guided the pit. He was one of the best guides on the pit. Still way more ballsy than I was for pushing the envelope when it came to where a jet boat can go. But this guy, if you guys want to go to the Skeena, he's awesome. Check him out. And this one had those moments where hairs were standing up in the back of my net. You want some good steelhead fly fishing fish porn. This one's worth it. It's beautifully shot. Highly recommended if you want to kill some time. I'm going to leave links up here. I'll leave links at the back end of the report as well. Now, in the shop, lake fishing. I promised a 10 out of 10 lake fishing tip. So we're always in this mode of like, is it iced off? Is it not iced off? We're close to getting ice off. From everyone I've heard, the ice off reports are predicted to come early. Now, it's sort of ironic, but a friend of mine was like, hey, with all this stuff going on in the world where guys and girls are looking at satellite photos on a 12-hour update basis, why can't we take that and look at lakes? And he's found a couple sources. I'm going to put links down in the descriptions of Google Map-like sources that are updated like every 12, 24 hours. And so if you guys are looking for your lake to be iced off this year, you don't need to wait for a report or think about it or debate it on different water levels. We got satellites to tell us that now, and they're pretty open source, pretty easy to find. They aren't as detailed as Google Maps, so if it's a cloudy day, you might have to wait for a sunny day to get an idea on it. But I thought that was really cool. Bill, thank you for that tip. I'm sorry I gave away the secret. And so we're all looking at lakes right now, seeing what that ice cover is on satellite image, which is really cool. With that in mind, we've got those new head turner beads in stock, as well as the custom cut ASB. We've really worked to get the right diameter so you can get a perfect body, whether it's super skinny or super thick, to break it down for you guys and girls tying chronomids, as well as bodied mayflies, etc. And Sterling's got a cool one. If you guys don't know who Sterling is, he's got a cabin up in the interior on one of the top lakes. He's up there pretty much every weekend, if not on weekdays, to get out there and go lake fish on numerous lakes in that area. And he's our local lake expert. He has done a cool thing on scuds in last week's written report. Check that out if you want to get familiar with some really interesting tips on keeping things simple. And this week he's going to do one on leeches, where we're going to feature those head turner beads, some cool balance stuff, some cool stripping stuff. Definitely worth checking out if you just want to brush up on early season tactics, or you're new to it and you're going to get out lake fishing for the first time this season. On that line, Andre's got a couple cool videos for us. He's got a scud pattern. I love this scud pattern. This is what goes in my box. I actually have him tie them for me because I think it's a great stripping, trolling, or even indicator pattern. Looks really cool. It's fairly simple, but I still like Andre to tie them because he does a really good job of it. And then he's got his fry pattern. So this time of year is fry season. We're going to have the fry eaters out if you're fishing the Harrison, the Squamish, the Vedder, any of the Fraser sloughs, or any of the rivers in between that have salmon. Having this style of pattern in your box, if you wanted to figure out how to tie them with epoxy/resin glues, check that video out. I'm going to put the scud up first, and then just bear with me for a moment. We'll put the salmon fry next. And I kind of think that's everything I've got for you guys and girls. I'm looking forward to getting back into this. You're going to see a lot more of me over the next little bit. I'm probably going to have a report in the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to go over detail of what's going on in April. If you guys want to see Mikey Menton and Todd Scharf's awesome video, click up here. If you want to see one of Andre's patterns, click here. And I'm going to throw some other ones. I'm going to move in the middle so you maybe see me. We're going to see our what's in our cutthroat box as well as what's in our steelhead box videos up here because they're super pertinent to this time of year. And I'm going to catch you guys in 2 to 3 weeks.